8 in the morning, the 13th of July, 1793. A young woman buys a table knife in Paris. 40 sous. She hides it inside her dress, checks that nothing shows, and walks out. By that night, the most feared man in France is dead in his bath. 4 days later, she is dead too. You have probably seen this painting. A textbook, a postcard. This is that bathroom. It was made 3 months after the murder, by the dead man's friend. And the woman who killed him is not in it. Someone cut her out of the picture. Tonight we put her back.
Tonight, Charlotte Corday. She killed one man to stop a bloodbath, and started one instead.
The year is 1793. In January, France cut off the head of its king, Louis XVI. Half of Europe declared war. The revolution began 4 years earlier, in 1789. By now it has split in two. The Girondins want to slow it down. The Jacobins want to go faster, and the crowds of Paris are with them. In June, the Jacobins move first. Armed crowds surround the assembly for 3 days, with cannon, until it gives in. The Girondin leaders are thrown out. Some are arrested. Some run to Normandy, to a quiet city called Caen.
So the purge has started.
It has. And one man had been demanding it in print for months. Jean-Paul Marat, a doctor, a newspaperman, and a Jacobin. His paper is called The Friend of the People. In it he prints the names of people he calls traitors.
So he never kills anyone himself. He just prints their names.
The September before, in 1792, crowds went into the prisons of Paris and killed more than 1,000 people in 4 days. Marat had asked for it in his paper. He does not only print names, he prints numbers. Years earlier he wrote that 500 or 600 heads, cut off, would buy France peace. And the number kept going up.
He's printing how many people need to die.
Every week. 200 kilometers away, in Caen, there is a woman of 24. Marie and Charlotte de Corday d'Armon. Her family is noble and poor, a title, no money. Her mother died when she was small, and her father sent her to a convent. Not to pray. It was cheaper than keeping her at home.
A convent girl. So, sheltered.
The opposite. The convent had a library. She read Plutarch, old Roman stories about men who kill a cruel ruler. Painters kept coming back to her. This one puts her in a field outside Caen with an open book, painted 80 years after she died.
So she grew up on stories where killing one man saves everyone else.
In the summer of 1793, the men from those stories walk into her city. The Girondins who escaped Paris are in Caen, asking Normandy to march on the capital. She goes to listen. And she watches Normandy do nothing. The speeches call for an army to march on Paris. The crowds cheer them. No army is ever raised. And she reads Marat's paper, in a town full of people who have run from him. She believes civil war is days away, and that his paper is driving it. So she does a piece of arithmetic. 1 life, against 100,000.
So that's when she decides to do it herself?
She decides to go to Paris and kill Jean-Paul Marat herself, because she believes his death will save France.
Hold on. Is she trying to bring the king back?
No. She wants a republic. She wanted one before the revolution started. What she cannot accept is what it is turning into.
So in her head, she's saving the revolution, not stopping it.
That is exactly what she believes. From here, everything she does is preparation. Before she leaves, she cleans her room. She takes every letter she owns, kneels at the fireplace, and burns them one by one. Nothing with anyone else's name on it.
So nobody else can be blamed for it. She already knows she isn't coming back?
On the 9th of July she takes the mail coach to Paris. 2 days on the road. She takes a room at a small hotel and waits.
Does she have a way out? Somewhere to run afterwards?
No. And her first plan makes that obvious. She means to kill him inside the Assembly Hall, in front of every representative in France. Then she learns he has not been there in weeks. He is ill. Marat has a skin disease. The itching never stops. Only water helps. So he works in a bathtub for hours every day, with a board laid across it for his papers.
Then she has to get inside his house.
She does. And she cannot force her way in. She has to be let in. Saturday, the 13th of July. 8 in the morning. She buys the knife, hides it inside her dress, and leaves the house. She goes to his house at noon. A woman at the door turns her away. So she sends in a note. She has come from Caen, she says, and she can tell him who is plotting there. That evening, they let her in. She stands in a small room, and there he is. A man in a copper bathtub. A wet cloth around his head. A board across the water, with paper and ink. He asks her for the names of the ringleaders. She gives them, and he writes every one of them down. She takes the knife out of her dress. One stroke. It goes down under the collarbone, and it does not miss. She does not run. She puts the knife down, and waits for them to come. That is her on the left, the only person in the room who is not moving. A French painter put the scene together nearly 100 years afterwards.
Tonight, Charlotte Corday. She killed one man to stop a bloodbath, and started one instead.
They beat her before the police arrive, and question her all night. That night was painted, 37 years later, by a Dutch artist who was never in the room. She is the one in the middle, the only person in it not shouting. From the first hour, they are not asking why. They are asking who else.
They can't believe she did it by herself.
They cannot. A young woman planning this alone does not fit anything they expect. So they look for the man behind her. A lover. A Girondin who gave the order. A priest who talked her into it. There was no man. She says it again, and again, and again. At her trial, she says it in one line. I alone conceived the plan, and I alone carried it out. Then the judge asks why. She answers with the sentence people still quote. I killed one man to save 100,000.
That's it. That's the whole argument. And she says it to their faces.
The trial takes 1 day. Everyone already knows the verdict. While she waits, a painter is allowed into her cell. She sits for him, and corrects the picture as he works. She wants to send it to her family.
And that is the picture, right there. She is hours from the guillotine, and she looks calm. Is she pleased with herself?
She believes she has saved France. Nothing in these 4 days changes her mind. For the walk to the guillotine, they dress her in a red shirt. That color is not decoration. By law it is given to one kind of prisoner only, those condemned for murder. The crowd is told what she is before she can say a word. The 17th of July. The cart crosses Paris slowly. A summer storm breaks over the city, and the rain soaks the red cloth until it clings to her. The witnesses all say the same thing. She stood the whole way, and she stayed calm. That calm frightened people more than the murder did. There is a record that a young carpenter working on the machine lifted her head out of the basket and slapped its cheek in front of the crowd. And a record that the crowd did not join in, that they turned on him instead. And now watch what they do with her body. That same night, the Jacobins order an examination. Not to learn how she died, to learn whether she was a virgin. Because if she had a lover, the lover was the real killer, and no woman had outsmarted them.
So the whole point was to find a man. Any man.
The examination found that she was a virgin. There had never been a man. She had told the truth from the first hour. So they buried the report and went to work on her reputation instead. The pamphlets came out within weeks. A monster. A whore. A stupid girl used by clever men. Any of those. Never the one thing she was, a person with a plan. Then the painting. Jacques-Louis David was Marat's friend, a Jacobin, and the greatest painter in France. 2 days after the murder, he was ordered to make the image of it. The dead man in the tub, the dropped pen, the soft light, and in his hand, her letter close enough to read her handwriting. Her letter is in the painting. So is the knife, lying on the floor. Everything she brought into that room is there. She is not.
He left in the evidence and took out the killer.
He left in the evidence and took out the killer. That is how you make a saint. You need the wound, and nobody must have made it. So did it work? Did killing him actually save France, the way she believed it would? No. It did not work at all. Alive, Marat was one loud man with a newspaper. Dead, he became a saint. Streets took his name. His picture went up where saints used to hang. And the killing she wanted to stop got worse. In October, the Girondins she came to Paris to save were taken to that same square and killed.
So everyone she was trying to save died anyway.
Everyone. She gave her life for one result, and got the opposite one.
What if she had just not done it? Married in con. Children. Died old at home. Nobody writes a play about that. But she would have had a life.
She would have had a life, and no one would know her name. The hard part is not that she killed a man at 24. It is that she never doubted it. One person admired her out loud. A German writer, Adam Lux, watched her cart go past and printed a pamphlet saying she was braver than Brutus, the Roman who killed Caesar. They arrested him. In November they guillotined him too. The name everyone knows her by, the Angel of Assassination, nobody called her that while she lived. A poet invented it 50 years later. Even her nickname was written by somebody else. Charlotte Corday is not alone. Across the world, other women decided something by themselves and were told afterwards that a man must have decided it for them. A woman of 28 walks into a government office in St. Petersburg and shoots the governor at close range. She never denies it. The jury hears why and says she is not guilty. The government changes the law so it can never happen again. A seamstress moves between houses in Bogotá, sewing for Spanish officers and carrying out what she hears. Caught at 22, shot in the square. She refuses to kneel and talks to the crowd until the moment they fire. Another leaves a husband and 2 children in China, sails to Japan to study, and comes home in men's clothes with a sword. She runs a school that is really a secret base, plans an uprising, and is beheaded at 31. Her last line is 7 characters about autumn rain. A teenager in Virginia, in the American Civil War, works Union officers for information and carries it back through the lines herself. Arrested 6 times. Afterwards the newspapers call her a seducer of men, so she goes on stage and sells them the story they want.
4 women, 4 countries. And every time, the same line, someone must have told her to do it.
If her name already sounded familiar, this is probably why. She is a playable character in Fate Grand Order, the Japanese mobile game, summoned as an assassin and called, in the game as everywhere else, the Angel of Assassination. And she is in the paintings. David's Death of Marat, 1793, without her. Baudry puts her back in, 1860, standing over the tub. Vetz paints the arrest. 3 pictures of the same minute. Only one was made by someone who wanted her gone.
So the game got her closer than the man who was actually there.
In a way, yes. 200 years of artists have been putting her back into a room that one painter emptied.
Next time on Femme Fatale Histories. An island queen who ruled Madagascar for 33 years, outlasted every European power that came for her, and is remembered by the word they chose for her, mad. Rana Valona.